My name Jose Jimenez. All right. Hey everybody, welcome to Moto-Mondays number 2. I am Tony, aka TSF, your host on this exciting second episode. Hey, so this episode, I'm leaving out from Barstow, beautiful white trash Barstow. I'll probably cut that out. But anyway, heading down 247 into Johnson Valley, into Lucerne Valley. There's some cool crap out there. It's a balmy day. It's like 76, 78 or something like that, with 28 mile per hour gusts. Yes. So we'll see how that goes in the twisties, which there are some. So great day to talk about my motorcycle journey. I'm in Iraq, OIF1. It's 2003/2004. My unit, Charlie Troop 110 Cav, was decimated by leishmaniasis because we conducted a screen along the Iraqi border with Iran to prevent the Iranian hordes from trying to take advantage of the situation. Anyway, they have these sand fleas that have leishmaniasis, which has, it's not a venom per se, but it's some kind of weird bacteria or an element in their saliva that deteriorates skin. It doesn't allow it to heal. So everyone started getting, we were just sleeping outside on the tanks and everything. And when it's 110 out at midnight, you tend to like sleep naked. The unit was pretty much down to less than half strength. And they needed a smart guy in the top, in the troop CP. So they moved me from my tank position to headquarters. In the top, there's nothing to do except monitor the radios or whatnot. And there are a lot of magazines laying around, a lot of moto mags laying around. So of course I started thumbing through the motorcycle magazines. And I'm telling you, I just fell in love with the engineering. They had a whole bunch of, I don't know if it was all sport bikes, but they had them naked. They had them without the engine, just the frame. And just the, look at this valley. The incredible engineering was just so awesome that I just became infatuated with the whole notion. So when I came back from the war, pretty funny actually, a really weird coincidence, but I kind of made up my mind. I was like, I should get a motorcycle when I get back. When you go to, when you spend a year long in combat and you come back, it's like things in life are different, your priorities are different or whatever. And I wasn't married at the time. I was a young, 2004, so I was like 35. And I'd totally been a company man like the whole time. And when we came back, the order went out to bring all of the staff sergeants out of the schoolhouse, push them down into the forest, and send all the staff sergeants that had just come from the force, or from the combat zone, to the schoolhouse, i.e. Fort Knox, whatever, blah, blah, blah. So I had this fear of getting stuck at Fort Knox. So I put in a 4187, a request to stay, and then when that happened, I got assigned to 166 Armor and became an E6 platoon sergeant. So while I was there, my platoon leader, First Lieutenant Promotable Honeycutt, yes, we called him BJ Honeycutt, but anyway, he was selling his motorcycle, which was a V-Star 650, Yamaha V-Star 650, and it was exactly the type of bike that I was looking at. I had been looking at Hondas, the smaller cruisers, the 850s, whatnot, and it was great. I mean, well, it was great to tool around posts from work to home around town. One time I drove it to Austin, and it could barely handle the highways. It was 650 cc's, and it was just struggling to do its thing. Oh, nice trike, bro. So, had the Yamaha V-Star 650, and it was great. Lo and behold, next year I got married. Woo! Yep. And suffice to say, just before I deployed, I sold the 650 to buy my old lady a car. So the 650 was gone. Took it for a big loss. I mean, there you have it. So I'm on patrol in Iraq, and I'm just going, right? Just kind of like this, 2-lane road, desert, blah, blah, blah. And all of a sudden in my mind, I was like, I just was out on the road again, just like this. In my mind, I was like, man, I gotta get me a new bike. I gotta get another bike as soon as I get back. And that is exactly what I did. I started thumbing through magazines again, and I was looking at Victory, you know. I just wanted like a bigger bike. I knew the 650 wasn't strong enough for highway action, so I wanted something else. When I went home on leave, I went to go see the old lady, and my son had just been born, and there was a Victory dealership right next to her house. So I went over there and sat on a couple Victories, and for me, I mean, I am not I'm not brand centric, but I did know one thing, is that I did not like the look of Harleys. Sorry people, I did not like the look of Harleys. Now you're talking about 2005 now, 2005 to 2006, flipping through the motorcycle mags of the day. But what it was the profile and the short stubby tank. I did not like that. I did not like that look, and I did not understand what the big deal with Harleys was, or for that matter, a clear windshield, like, you know, like a police motorcycle with that big tall windshield. I don't like that look, you know. Even though I suffer for it, you know, here I am taking, 80 miles per hour in the face. Although the awesome thing about the Raider is that this tank does sit high and eats a lot of wind. So my goal is to get new bars that's gonna make me punch through it like this at shoulder height. Maybe not apes, you know, but I don't know. You're looking here and there's a couple inches difference between the standards. So, and this thing's got some mega risers on it, and I want a drag bar. So I really don't want to be like down here, but that's probably what's going to happen. I'm probably going to wind up getting drag bars that's going to bring me back down here like this, where my arm is. I'm going to wind up scooping. I'm going to wind up scooping all the air up. And what I don't like the T-bars. So I don't like the risers and the drag bars that are all welded together in one piece. I don't like that. So I don't know. We'll see. Maybe I'll go lower and my riding stance will be bent over like this. I have not. I mean, this is not uncomfortable if I'm leaning. You know, if I'm leaning on the bars, you know, maybe that'll alleviate the back. But I've heard there's a lot of back pain associated with riding forward like that. But if I'm leaning forward, I mean, right now my legs don't feel. So I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, I digress. Sorry. I'm all about shopping these days and biding my time to get my money, so I can get this project going. So anyway, I tried a Victory. I sat on it, and I was like, hey. So I went, when I came back home from leave, I went to the Yamaha dealership down there in Fort Hood in Killeen. Look at this. This is so awesome. And look at the green. You see the green? It's been pretty wet, and it's still snowing up in Happy Sierras, which I plan to get up there soon. When I came back from leave, after block leave, I went to the Yamaha dealership and sat on a V-Star 1300. And the saddle, people, was just not night and day. It was the saddle that sold me. I had seen some photos from the magazines. It was a big beefy bike, and at that time a lot of the power cruisers had that kind of retro bell-bottomy 1950s look, which I was like, I really like the classic minimalist chopper look, you know what I'm saying? I like that look of the chopper, but with the big fat back tire, and that's what I liked. And so the V-Star 1300 at that time kind of had the bell-bottomy look, which I was like, eh. But that saddle, look at this guy, fuckhead, man. So I bought it. I thought it was great. It had plenty of power. It had floorboards instead of forward controls like the 650 or the 1100. The V-Star 1100 also had pegs, but it had floorboards, which put my foot very neutral like this, which over time I found was kind of uncomfortable. I like to be, you know, my feet out a little bit more. Right? Look at the space, man. Love this place. Look at that. So that's Big Bear up there. The V-Star was just comfortable, and it moved. It hauled ass. I got some custom pipes for it, and liked it. But what I didn't appreciate was that bike was relatively flat. So, like, the thing about Harleys with their choppers or their cruisers is that their tank is really elevated, and so it eats a lot of the wind, kind of like the Raider does here. It eats a lot of the wind. I mean, I'm feeling it here, but I do not feel, look, here I am with one hand controlling this 28 mile per hour winds, right, doing freaking 80, and I do not feel like I'm gonna blow off the bike at all. It was different on the V-Star 1300. At highway speeds, I was holding on for dear life. And I didn't like that. I mean, like, my death grip, the stress on the hands and everything, it was just, I did not feel safe, right? But I again, this is my second bike. I really didn't know what I had or did not have, okay? I didn't understand. All I knew was I could go fast. I mean, I could go fast on that 1300. I had a great throttle tone. I had, especially with those new pipes, I had the Cobra Commander on there, and it was, I mean, the riding, I mean, the sound was great. The comfort was great, except for the foot position, but it had those big wide bars that hung low with no windshield and a relatively flat tank, that I was just scooping all the air up my arms and into the chest and just taking it, you know, 85 in the chest, like, blah, like it wanted to blow me off, and I didn't ride it. So I had the thing for 10 years, barely I don't even think I put over 4,000 miles on it. And so I had plenty of opportunity to ride. I did, but the experience just felt unsafe. Like I was barely in control. Especially with the winds out here, I just did not, I didn't like it. So I was there at Fort Irwin until I retired for like 4 years. Retired in 2011. I moved down to the OC. Now I'm from the OC originally. Went to Costa Mesa High School. What's up, Mustangs? Went to El Toro High School. It was like, hey, I didn't like being in that kind of mad traffic. I didn't do a lot of riding, like I said. I mean, but I wanted to ride. I enjoy riding. And I'm still, you know, in love with the bikes, in love with the engineering, in love with the look. And in love with this feeling out here on the road. It's just an amazing feeling. I mean, even though the wind is blowing, I mean, I'm feeling good, man. I'm in control. You know, I have the initiative right now. I'm cutting my path through this weather. Like, you can see the sand blowing that way. So once I clear these mountains, the wind's gonna be hitting me in the face. But these mountains are shielding me right now from the crosswind. But I mean, this experience of freedom. I don't know if that's the right phrase. I wonder if this is where the ambulances and stuff. There are some bunch of ambulances that came down here. Yeah, something happened. Yikes. Bam. Nice one. That's gonna leave a mark. What up, fellas? So, oh wow, look at that. Isn't that awesome? Dry lake bed. I forgot what lake that is. But it goes across the road. That's the rest of the lake. So, I got a way better paying job. I have a little money now. I wanted to change up. So I started looking, and I fell in love with the Harley Breakout. I did. I fell in love with it. I didn't like any of the other Harleys up until that point, but that bike, I was like, God damn, that is what I wanted. So I went down to the Harley dealership, and they said $25,000. And I was like, what? So soon after, I went over to the Yamaha dealership to get the 1300 serviced, and sitting on the flow was a Yamaha Raider. This baby, as a matter of fact, with a sticker price of 14 grand. I was like, what? So got online, started doing my research, and then I found out that the Breakout was a direct response to the Raider. And if you look at all of the specs, they're almost identical. I think the only real difference, besides the bigger engine on the Raider, is I think the Raider has a slightly longer wheelbase. But other than that, it was the same. I mean, front tire same size, back tire same size. Although the Breakout stock tire size is a 240 by 40 R18, and so it looks bossier, right? The forks on the Breakout are thicker, so it looks tougher, right? The front tire itself, it's on the same size rim, 21-inch rim, 21 by 3, 21 by 3.5, something like that. But the tire is just a little bit chunkier, so it just looks like it looks more muscle, but it's the same bike. And then on the forums, all the operators who have ridden both, who have owned both or whatever, just hands down, the Raider is a better machine. That's the consensus. The Raider is a better machine. So I was like, huh. But then when you went to all of the consumer report reviews, who wins? The Breakout. Why? Because it's a Harley. So I was like, yeah, no. I mean, I told you, right, that I do not like following trends. I do not like to be trendy. I do not like doing what's popular. And again, though, you know what? When I went to the Harley dealership, they're like, oh, yeah, we can order you one, but they didn't have one to sit on. And I was like, we can order one, and I'm like, yeah, I'm really not ready to make that kind of a commitment, yo. But I sat on the Raider at the Yamaha dealership, and it felt awesome. I mean, I'm not a brand, you know, it seems like, oh, now you've owned 3 Yamahas. And I'm like, okay. But it's the comfort. Like, this seat goes all the way up to my belt line. I mean, I'm a small guy, but the seat goes all the way up to my belt line. So it's like I've got a little bit of pushback to lean up against. You know what I'm saying? So it's comfortable. And then, ladies and gentlemen, when I got this thing on the road, when I got this thing on the road, it was like going from a 4-cylinder to a V8. It was like trading up a Civic for a Camaro. Night and day. Plus, again, like the tank, like I was telling you, you know, I mean, it eats a lot of this, these bars, everything up here. I mean, my hands are like this, not down here like this. And then the engine, the 1900cc 113 CI engine. All right, over the 1300 in traffic on these highways. Who you eyeing me, boy? Who you eyeing, boy? Dudes driving in the desert when you can go wherever you want, whenever you want, as fast as you want. You know, I mean, it's a game changer when you can maintain your initiative in traffic despite the situation. You want to go to that spot over there? Well, you're there. You want to do that uphill? You're there. You know, it's a game changer, and that's the same thing. Moving from a 1300 that's flat, where the tank and seat are on the same line basically, where the wind is allowed to take you without a windshield. You know what I'm saying? Just bloop right in the chest. Having a 1900 is a game changer. You know, I mean, before on the 1300, I was always, you know, I'd be doing 85 and people still trying to go around me. You know, oh, he must be going too slow if he's a bike. Or people see, you know, all you riders know that, I guess, drivers see the space around you and think, oh, look at all this, I'm wasting time. So, not so with the 1900, ladies and gentlemen. It's like, oh, and you're there, and you maintain the pole position every stoplight, you know. Now, again, I was brought up in Texas as a rider, so, you know, they don't do lane sharing in Texas. So me, I don't like that. I don't have a warm and fuzzy with lane sharing. I will do that, though, but some more times than not, I will not. I'll just sit in traffic. I don't mind that. It seems to be like an ego thing. For Californians on bikes, where they got to zoom through the traffic just to set up at the, you know, I don't like that personally. I will do it, but only when the drama isn't gonna, you know, there's not gonna be any drama. But yep, so that's my bike story. If I was rich, would I get a breakout? You damn Skippy. Hell yeah, I would. Okay, kind of long-winded. I don't even know how long it's been, but I'm going to sign off until next Monday. If you like this stuff, hit like, hit subscribe, share it, I don't care. As I make these mods, there'll be like some behind-the-scenes crap. I'll post links on my YouTube channel page, under the community tab on my channel page. I'll post links as I post stuff up there, and you guys can see what's up. I'll probably wind up posting videos from the channel on there, you know what I'm saying? But other photos or whatnot that come from Pothole, other photos that come from rides or behind the scenes stuff on the build that I don't capture on video will probably be put there. So just a FYI. Hey, don't forget I'm on Facebook at facebook.tsf/TSF. I'm also on Twitter at TSF Films or channel or something. I don't know. I'm rarely on Twitter. Honestly, I don't get it. But of course that's because of my soul-sucking job where I can't even have my cell phone on me. So, yeah. Until next time. See ya.